Have you ever heard that famous quote by Maya Angelou where she says, "People won't remember what you said, people won't remember what you did, people will remember how you made them feel." And one way that we can influence the way people feel is the way we talk. And so I want to talk tonight about how to use the nuances of language to make certain that you are cultivating the best possible energy in conversations, both personally and professionally. Welcome to Boss Up Goddess. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I help you live bigger, better, and bolder by presenting ideas and guests here on the show that help you become the boss and the goddess, the empowered modern woman in mind, body, and spirit who's doing powerful and positive things in the world. So let's get started. I'm really cognizant of the way people talk. As a writer, I'm always listening to dialogue. I'm always like processing the way people speak. And I've come to notice a few things that I'd like to share with you. Now, these are not rules, these are not shame, blame, criticize topics, nothing like that. It's all about helping you understand how the nuances make people feel, even if it's not even a conscious experience. So let's dive in. There's a few things I want to share. We have the power to create positivity, negativity, worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, or joy, peace, harmony, relaxation in our words. Even the smallest exchanges can do that. So instead of saying no worries or no problem, think about that. Those terms people say all the time. Oh, I can't make the event today. Oh, no worries. I can't go to the party. Oh, no problem. Think about how you're saying. You're trying to say, "Oh, it's cool. It's all good." But you're actually saying the words worries and problem. Why even say those words when you can just say, "It's all good. Oh, that's fine. We're cool. See you next time." So, depending on your personal or professional environment of where you are, um, you'll of course craft words that will replace no worries or no problem. So, for example, you could say in a business setting, instead of saying no worries, say that's fine. When can you submit the report? Instead of saying no problem, you can say, okay, I hope you can make the next meeting. Period. So it's not, it takes away that negative twinge, even though it's very subtle. But why even say the words problem and worries if you're not trying to cause any negativity there? You can just make it sound much more pleasant, and it's not fake. It's just more pleasant to say, okay, cool, we're all good. It's fine. And then in your personal life, you can say, instead of no worries, no problem, say something like, I'm good with that, or we're good, or whatever works in you, the way you talk in a casual manner. But think about it in terms of a positive instead of bringing up the words worries and problem. Very subtle. There are much bigger problems in the world. But I believe that in these nanoseconds of communication, we're making an impact on people's lives. So why not make the best positive, most powerful impact with all of these words? Now, the bottom line here is to talk with authority, speak with authority. So, some other things that I notice that we do, men do it too, is say like a question at the end of what we say. So, for example, I notice a lot of times people are like, right? Sometimes in fun conversations, we say that as an exclamation point, like, don't you agree with me? Isn't that cool? Or isn't that funny? Or can you believe it? So that's cool. What I'm saying is when you put a question like that at the end of your authoritative statement about something. So, say, for example, you're presenting to a client or you're at a meeting, and then all of a sudden you say, I hope that makes sense. Or, do you see what I mean? Those diminish the power and authority of what we're saying. So, this is all about being aware. So, just be aware of the power of our words. So, I know when I'm listening to somebody and they're the expert on their topic, and then all of a sudden they say, "I hope that makes sense." They kind of pull the plug on their authority, because if they're the expert in that topic and I'm listening as the student or the client or the person trying to learn from them, then I'm like, okay, why are they questioning their own authority? I want somebody to teach me who knows their stuff and stands tall in it. So when we ask those questions, so they can be, you see what I'm saying? You know, I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Is that confusing? It like really diminishes the authority of the speaker. So just become aware. And the goal is to just speak in a declaration instead of a question. Now, that can sometimes also manifest with us raising our tone at the end of the sentence. So it's like we're asking a question instead of making a statement. And when you want to speak like a boss, you make a statement, you don't ask a question. Now, obviously, it's very important to finesse conversations and dynamics in groups, especially in a way that's going to keep the calm and maintain a cohesive communication experience. But if you're the boss, you need to speak like one. So think the words power, authority, command. See, that was a question mark. So I find myself doing it sometimes as well, and I have to stop and be like, "What is this? Why do I do that?" So again, this is a process, and it's about becoming aware of how we sound, because the way we sound affects people and their decisions to work with us and be with us on whatever level you're seeking. So here's some others that I find really helpful. Instead of saying, sorry for the delay, say, thank you for your patience. So instead of drawing attention to the delay, praise them for being patient. I really like that one. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Let's see. Instead of saying maybe or I think or do you think, just say it. Just declare it instead of saying, well, maybe we should aim to finish this proposal by Friday. No, let's finish this proposal by Friday. Do you think we should ask Joe to participate in the focus group? Let's ask Joe to participate in the focus group. Do you see how that gives you the authority? And you're not being a boss, but not being bossy in a negative way that turns people off. You're simply citing your desire and flexing your authority to make decisions and contribute to decision making in a group. So, those are some that I really love. Instead of saying, um, I hope that makes sense, or is that confusing? Say, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you need clarification. So I hope you're getting the gist of this. It's like basically stop and think before you speak and become aware of how you've been speaking, to say, when I speak, I want to speak with authority and I want to speak in a way that people respect me and hear me and behave accordingly if it's a business setting and you're trying to influence people to either hire you or to make decisions based on your proposal or join your group, whatever you're seeking. Now, here's one thing you can do. You can record yourself while you're maybe on a Zoom call in a meeting, a business meeting, or a personal call. You can record yourself with your phone and just listen. Listen to how you sound. Listen to how you're communicating. Chances are you're not even aware of some things you might be doing. So, for example, I found myself saying right while I was making declarative sentences. And again, that diminishes the power and authority of the statement. So, you know how pro athletes watch the game tape and they watch the plays and everything just to review and critique and learn? Same thing. Record yourself in a real situation so you can hear how you talk. And then listen to it and critique yourself. Be gentle. This is not, again, about any massive self criticism. It's all about improving our interaction in the world and bossing up in our communication. It's all good. So the so once you record, listen, critique, and notice certain things you'd like to change, the way you can do that is write a script. Write a script for how you'd rather speak and practice it. And just say, instead of saying, I'm sorry, I'm going to say, um, or I'm sorry for the delay, I'm going to say, thank you for your patience. So practice it a little bit and also do it in your emails. And when you're writing communications, it's especially important to be aware of how words come across on a flat screen. There's no voice, there's no tone, it's just the flat word. So for me personally, it's really important to be very polite in emails. Now, that means saying a little bit of a greeting. Hi, I hope your day is good. Real simple. And then when I'm telling somebody to do something, I say, please. I don't ask a question. I just say, please change this to that, or please do this. I like to say please and thank you because I like to receive pleases and thank yous. If someone sends me an email or a text that tells me to do something, I really resent it. I don't like it. It rubs me the wrong way and I'm annoyed. But so that's why I'm extra careful when I'm texting and emailing to make sure something is gracious. That doesn't mean you're giving up your power by being polite. It means that you are being gracious, and that makes people feel respected, and therefore they're going to respond better to you. Pleasantries are very important. That's why our parents taught us to say please and thank you, yes, ma'am, no, sir, in certain situations, which I do to people in public. I do that all the time because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel seen and heard and respected, and we all want that in life. So we reap what we sow. So when we treat other people with respect and politeness, then we get it back, hopefully. So again, write a script and rehearse it if you are uncomfortable. Also, listen when you record yourself. Listen for ums and ahs and you knows. I used to teach Toastmasters, which is an organization around the world that is all about helping people hone and improve their public speaking skills. So we actually, in our meetings, we had somebody designated as the counter. So when you got up to do your practice speech in front of the group, there would be somebody literally counting your ums. Because especially when you're a beginning speaker, you say a lot. A lot of times we're not conscious that we're saying or but it really diminishes your authority in your speaking. It diminishes the pleasant experience of listening to you because it's like clutter, audio clutter. And so you want your speech to be crisp, clean, clear. And therefore, when you have an counter saying, you just said 40 times in 5 minutes, you'll become aware of it and therefore able to stop saying. You'll have maybe a small silent pause while you're thinking instead of filling the time and space with. It sounds so silly. So, these are some points that you can use that I find very helpful. I'm not perfect, I'm still working on it. I also know that if you're nervous in a communication setting, especially in personal relationships or if you're with an authority figure in a professional setting, it can be very nerve-wracking and our words can come out very differently than we anticipated, no matter how much we rehearsed. However, as co host of an Emmy nominated TV show, I know that the more you rehearse, the more you study your script and have your words already written out of what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, the better chance you have of excellent delivery in a way that gets the results that you're seeking. So, study yourself, become aware of your speech patterns, figure out how you can speak with more authority based on some of the things I said here, or perhaps other things you're learning, and then rehearse it. You can even rehearse it with people. If you feel like you are really challenged in expressing yourself in an authoritative manner, you should rehearse it with people for personal situations and professional. Like if you're in a relationship and you have to have a difficult conversation with your person, that can be really, really hard because you're dancing around all the dynamics of the relationship that you know this is going to push their hot button if you say this, and you don't want it, then the conversation's over because everybody's mad. You want to have the best possible resolution for the issue. So learning how to communicate in an effective manner that is neutral in some situations and also compassionate and calm is very important. So, some of these things can help you achieve that. I believe in being a lifelong learner, like Michael Matera said last night on Boss Up Goddess when I interviewed her, the WGN anchor. You can check out that show, it was amazing. But she said, be a lifelong learner. So I'm on a constant quest to improve my communication skills because I understand communication is like one of the number one skills you can use in your personal and professional life to have successful, awesome outcomes for everything that you do. And as a speaker, as a writer, very important that everything I say and do comes across in a way that can help somebody, inform, inspire, instruct. So I hope this has helped you tonight. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins here on Boss Up Goddess. My mission is to help you live bigger, better, and bolder with your communication skills tonight. Please do follow me on Twitter at Elizabeth Atkins and like, share, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions about what are some of your pet peeve phrases that people use, or what are some ways that you've learned to sound more authoritative and leave a more positive impression with your speaking or even your emails and texts that transforms saying, I'm sorry for the delay into thank you for your patience. It's so fun when you realize the power of words. So, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Remember, boss up, goddess. You have the power.